The WBC championship game is set, but first we gotta talk about how those semifinal games went, because there's a lot of interesting things to talk about here. What's going on, guys? King of Under 61st Gen. I'm back with another video, and the United States pulls it off against, in my opinion, one of the best teams I have ever seen in this tournament, Team Dominican Republic. Let's take care of the elephant in the room. That strike three call at the end, that cannot happen. There is no world where that pitch was a strike. And being on X or Twitter, whatever you call it, it's probably the biggest cesspool of terrible baseball content creators. They're trying to make the point that that was actually a strike. If you look at the umpire scorecard for that game, it barely fit on the page. That's how bad of a call that was. A game cannot end, especially a game of that magnitude. That was one of the most important games in WBC history. Two of the biggest juggernauts in the sport. Both teams looking like all-star teams, going at 100%, and it ends on a top 5 worst strike three call in this tournament's history. That can't happen. It just can't happen. ABS is going to be such a refreshing change, especially for moments like this. We're not going to see horrible strike three call end games anymore. Or if they do, it's because you spoiled your 2 challenges, and it's kind of on you at that point. Perdomo deserved to be on first base there. Tatis was on third, or Tatis was coming up with first and third 2 outs, looking to make up for some of his blunders in this game, and you robbed them of that opportunity. But anyways, let's go into what the game actually looked like. For Team USA, I gotta say, Paul Skeens is going to be one of the best pitchers to ever play this game. Because did anyone else notice that he really didn't look that good to his standards? Yes, his fastball was so lively, and that kind of is what kept them at bay. But that slider, oh my God, that slider was horrible in this game. Some people thought that Paul Skeens was tipping because of how much the Team Dominican Republic was just mashing that pitch. No, it's just his slider was so off, it hung every single time he threw it. It hung when he hit the home run to Caminero. It hung in the first inning. They hit the ball pretty hard. That was not Paul Skeens' best night. That was not Paul Skeens' top 10 best night. He still took out a lineup of that magnitude and only gave up 1 run. Major league pitchers will always tell you what makes a good MLB season is not what you do when you have your best stuff. It's not what you do when you have your worst stuff. It's what you do in those middle games. And Paul Skeens had a middle to back end type game when it comes to stuff. And he still found a way to put up 4 innings of 1-run baseball. And to just further my point, he only had 2 strikeouts in this game. Part of the reason they only had 1 run is because the fielding behind him was spectacular. Aaron Judge had a diving play and threw out Tatis trying to run to third. That was a boneheaded decision by Tatis, but still, that was the hardest throw Aaron Judge has had in over 3 years. Bobby Witt Jr. had so many incredible plays in this game. It's hard to pick out one. This whole team behind Paul Skeens really made it so that Paul Skeens can have this type of night where his stuff is not as good as it usually is. Because Paul Skeens was more pitching to contact in this game. Some of it was soft, but a lot of it could have gotten things ugly if it wasn't for how good of a game this United States defense had. Now let's go to the other side. Luis Severino, through the first 3 innings, he looked like 2018 top 10 Cy Young Luis Severino. Last year in Major League Baseball, Luis Severino averaged 95.9 on his fastball. In this game, he averaged about 98. Every fastball was coming in 98, 99, 100. I hadn't seen Luis Severino have a 100-mile-an-hour fastball since 2018. Then he has second and third, 1 out. And you think, oh, this is where the wheels fall off. He goes strikeout on Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber and gives his signature roar off the mound. I thought at that moment that Team United States was done. Little did we know that that was probably Luis Severino emptying the tank, because he comes in the next inning and gives up a home run to Gunnar, and Pujols just says, no, you're gone. Thank you for the time, but we need to bring in someone else. Then Gregory Soto comes in and gives up a bomb to Roman Anthony. What I saw out of those first 3 innings from Luis Severino, that was pure magic. That was awesome to see a guy who had not pitched to his fullest potential in so long get back to that for a short amount of time. It felt like I was time traveling. But in this game, Team Dominican Republic Republic had their fair share of chances. They had multiple runners on in multiple innings. Couldn't find a way to get that hit. The United States bullpen was absolutely unreal. My guy, David Bednar coming in and giving up 2 singles with 1 out. Then a double steal, second and third, 1 out. And he finds a way to get out of that inning with no runs given up. Cardiac Bednar was electric in this game. And the pitching on both sides was absolutely incredible because this is where the scoring ended. Nobody else scored from here on out. Not the game that I expected from either side, but the United States was able to just put up a tiny bit extra fight than the Dominican Republic team. All credit to Team Dominican Republic though. They made this tournament so much more fun. They made the outside world start to take notice of baseball and the WBC alike. But right now, Team USA is the team to be celebrated as they will be going up against Team Venezuela as Venezuela versus Italy happened. And early on, you thought, damn, Team Italy's really about to do this. Team Italy striked early as Cater Montero in the second inning lost all control, giving up 3 walks, including a walk that drove in a run, and his night ended right there. Then a ground out that was not able to be turned into a double play gave Italy the 2-0 lead. And you thought, damn, is that really how Italy does this? Is this the start of Italy starting to pour it on like they did in every other game they've had in this tournament? Well, then Venezuela's bullpen came in and absolutely shut the door on everything Team Italy was trying to do. Had a couple moments with runners on base, but when Venezuela would get out of it, I felt to myself that the momentum was starting to shift, even though the offense was not picking up this momentum. And then Eugenio Suarez hits a bomb, and you're like, wow, they're back in it. 2-1 at that point. And that score held until the 7th inning, where Ronald Acuna Jr. came up with first and third, 2 outs. On the way to hit a ground ball to the left side, little bit too far away for the shortstop to really make a good effort at it. High ball game. And that's where I want to talk about the clutch factor for this Venezuelan team is absolutely unreal. Something we actually didn't see from Team Dominican Republic against the United States was just that final hit to bring in that run to tie the game. Venezuela has done it all tournament outside of that Dominican Republic game. And they were very close at the end. This Venezuelan team will fight, and that will be very useful going into a game with, let's face it, Venezuela is going up against a very big talent gap. Maybe not pitching wise, as Nolan McLean, yes, we all see the talent that's there that could be materialized into one of the best pitchers in baseball, but he's still a young guy, he's still inexperienced, and he showed it in his WBC debut. We'll see what he does in his second start, but overall, this is a huge talent gap for Venezuela to overcome. This is going to be such an incredible game though. The electricity that finally came out of Team USA at the end of this game against Dominican Republic was absolutely refreshing to see. Team Venezuela has always been an electricity factory. This game is going to be incredible. I'm picking Team USA. Talent-wise, it's just a little bit too much to overcome for Venezuela. But if Venezuela can strike early, put up 3 to 4 runs in the first 3 innings, they've got a real shot in this game. Because we saw it the other day with Team USA. Their offense, outside of the 2 home runs, was kind of lifeless. So if you can jump on a young starter early, Team USA, if their offense continues to struggle, could be down and out at that point. This is going to be such an awesome game to watch. I can't wait. Hopefully you guys can't wait too. What do you guys think about this tournament so far? What'd you think about the semifinals? What'd you think about that strike 3 call? Let me know all your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. The final tonight is going to be so fantastic. I can't wait. And I'll be right back here tomorrow with my recap of it all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.